Warm good morning to all. I am Jishapi Sajeev, MFSC Seafood Safety and Trade, second semester. Today I am going to talk about consumer's equilibrium. Consumer's equilibrium means a state of maximum satisfaction, a situation where a consumer spends his given income purchasing one or more commodities so that he gets maximum satisfaction and has no urge to change this level of consumption given the price of commodities is known as consumer's equilibrium. The consumer's equilibrium is when a consumer finds his greatest utility for given price and income. A consumer is in equilibrium when his income is sufficient to obtain the desired goods. The balance can be obtained from the combination of two goods which are within reach of consumer's financial budget. In this way, the possibility of a higher level of satisfaction can be achieved where the indifference curve is higher. Here we can see the graph plotted. X-axis contains good X and the Y-axis contains good Y. And the budget line also plotted. In this budget line touches the Y-axis indicates maximum amount of Y we can buy and the zero amount of X we can buy. And in the budget line touches the X-axis maximum amount of X we can buy and the zero amount of Y we can buy. And E is the equilibrium point, that is the indifference curve touches the budget line. Below this equilibrium point, satisfaction level is low. And above this equilibrium point, within the budget, we can't buy goods. It is higher than the allowed budget or the budget within the hands of the consumer. So E is the equilibrium point. We can buy the maximum goods or X1. It is the good amount of X, good X we can buy, and or Y1 is the amount of good Y we can buy. That's all about consumer equilibrium. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Megha and Rajesh. I am here to introduce the topic Cartel. Cartel is a common sales agency formed to eliminate competition and fix such a price and output that will minimize the profit of the member firm. And cartel is defined here as a group of firms that get together to make output and price decision. Oligopolistic firms join a cartel to increase their market power, and members work together to determine jointly the level of output that each member will produce or the price that each member will charge. By working together, a cartel members are able to behave like a monopoly. The best example of cartel is OPEC. OPEC is the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries is perhaps the best known example of an international cartel. OPEC members meet regularly to decide how much of oil each member of the cartel will allow to produce. This is the graphical representation of the cartel. Consider two firms A and B. The cartel first calculate a marginal cost and marginal revenue for the industry. MC is the marginal cost, MC1, MC2 are the marginal cost of A and B firm respectively. Marginal cost of industry is the sum of marginal cost of A and marginal cost of B. That is MC1 plus MC2 equal to MC. On the basis of industry's MR and MC, the total output for the industry is determined. The total output is then allocated between the members of the firm on the basis of their own marginal cost. The industry is in equilibrium at the point E. Then the equilibrium output is OQ and the price is QP. Shares of each firm in the industry output OQ is determined at the level of their own output, which equate the individual marginal cost with the industrial marginal cost. The industry MC EQ is determined at the point E where MC equal to MR. The share of output and the sale of each firm can be obtained by drawing a line from the point E parallel to x-axis through MC2 and MC1 to y-axis. The point of intersection E1 and E2 determine the level of output for firm A and B respectively. Here the market shares of A is determined the OQ1 and B is determined as OQ2. It should be noted that OQ1 plus OQ2 equal to OQ. So that's all for today. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. Today we are discussing about Isoquant. An isoquant is a curve showing all possible combinations of inputs physically capable of producing a given level of output. An isoquant represents all those combinations of input which are capable of producing the same level of output. Isoquant is also known as production indifference curve. For example, from the following table, we can see that different layers of labor and capital result in the same level of output. If the labor units are 1 and capital units are 5, the output is 10. If the labor units are 5 and capital units are 0, the output is also 10. This is the isoquant curve, and this curve sloped downward from left to right. When we increase the labor units, we have to decrease the unit of capital to produce a given level of output.
Good morning all. My name is Navya Prakash. I am a student of MFSC Seafood Safety and Trade, School of Industrial Fisheries. Today I am talking about third degree price discrimination. What is third degree price discrimination is? Third degree price discrimination is where firms charge consumers different prices based on their consumer group. Consumer group include peak and non-peak times, adults, seniors and youth. Firm must be able to segregate consumers based on their price elasticity of demand. There are three conditions for the third degree price discrimination. That is, they have ability to segment consumers into different groups. First of all, the firm must be able to identify and be able to segment consumers into different groups. And next point is ability to prevent resale. So they have a chance to resale. The seniors customer should not be able to buy a cheap ticket and then sell it on to an adult. The cost of supplying the goods or services is the same for all the segments of people in the market. The graph demonstrates the segmentation between the two groups and the whole market. In first instance, there are business customers who are willing and able to pay higher price for the ticket. So they are inelastic demand people. So the firm will therefore offer the ticket up to where MR is equal to MC. At this point, the price of the ticket would be $300 based on the business person's demand curve. Everything between this and marginal cost can be seen as profit. In this second instance, there are elastic demand people, so they are price sensitive consumers. For example, the students, where the marginal cost equal to marginal revenue, the price reaches $150, that is half the price of the senior citizens or the inelastic people. So everything between the marginal cost and the price is the profit, but in this the profit marginal is much smaller. Finally, there is an overall market which is the combination of the elastic and inelastic demand people. This is where the marginal cost meets the marginal revenue. So they set the price that is favorable for both the segments in the market. So that's all for the topic. Thank you and have a nice day.